Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. This is not just another day, another speech, another moment. No, this is your moment to rise. You see, every single one of us is here for a reason. Maybe you've been feeling that tug on your heart, that whisper in your soul, telling you there's more for you out there, don't ignore it. That's your calling. That's the universe, God, destiny, whatever you believe in, telling you it's time to step up. But then fear creeps in, doesn't it? Doubt whispers in your ear, you're not good enough. You're not ready. I'm here to tell you, fear is a liar. Doubt is a thief, and you have the power to shut them down. Because let me tell you something, courage is not the absence of fear, it's moving forward in spite of it. Now, don't think rising is going to be easy. Oh no, this journey requires work, hard work, preparation, discipline. You can dream all you want, but if you're not willing to sweat for it, grind for it, and sacrifice for it, that dream will stay a dream. And when the going gets tough, don't lose faith. Faith is what sustains you in the darkest nights. Resilience is what carries you through the storm. You may stumble, you may fall, but rise anyway. I'll let you in on a little secret. Every successful person you admire has failed. They faced rejection. They've been knocked down. But they didn't let failure define them, they let it refine them. So don't fear failure. Embrace it, learn from it, grow from it. But here's the thing, when you rise, it's not just about you. It's about the people watching you. Your family, your friends, the young ones looking up to you. Your rise is their inspiration. When you win, you give others permission to believe they can win too. So when your moment comes, and it will, don't you dare hesitate. Don't you dare let it pass you by. Be ready, be bold, be unapologetic. Step into your greatness and claim what's yours. Each one of us is here for a reason. That's a truth I want you to let settle deep into your soul. You are not an accident, you are not a random occurrence in the universe. You are here with a purpose, designed with intention, and there is a unique calling on your life. Maybe you felt it before, a nudge, a whisper, a quiet pull on your heart that says, there is more for you. That feeling, that inner voice, is the call of something greater. It's the acknowledgement that your life is part of a bigger story, one that's still unfolding, waiting for you to play your part. But let's be honest, the call isn't always loud or clear. Sometimes it's subtle, almost hidden beneath the noise of everyday life. The obligations, the routines, the constant chatter of the world can drown it out, making it easy to ignore. You might tell yourself, that can't be for me. I'm not ready. I'm not good enough, but the truth is, your calling is persistent. It doesn't care about your doubts or excuses. It's not interested in waiting until you feel ready. Your calling is patient, but it is unrelenting. Sometimes the calling feels intimidating. It might stretch you, challenge you, and push you to step outside of your comfort zone. That's the point. A calling isn't meant to feel easy or ordinary, it's meant to elevate you. It's meant to pull you into a version of yourself that you may not fully see yet, but is already inside you, waiting to be awakened. The process of stepping into your calling is transformative. It's not just about what you accomplish, it's about who you become along the way. When you think about your calling, you may think it has to be something grand or world-changing. But don't get caught up in the scale of it. Your calling doesn't have to be big in the world's eyes, it just has to be big in yours. Maybe your calling is to be a source of light in your community, to create something beautiful, to raise a family, to teach, to lead, to serve. Whatever it is, it matters. It matters because it's yours. The thing about a calling is that it doesn't guarantee an easy road. In fact, it often requires sacrifices. It may demand your time, your energy, your comfort, and even your peace of mind. There will be days when you'll question if it's worth it, if you're even capable of doing what you've been called to do. But that's when you have to remind yourself that the calling chose you for a reason. You have everything you need within you to fulfill it, even if you don't see it yet. And don't think for a second that a calling is a one-time moment of clarity or action. It's a journey, a series of steps that unfold over time. It grows with you, evolves as you evolve. The more you say yes to it, the clearer it becomes. It's not about having all the answers up front. It's about having the courage to take the first step, even when the path ahead is uncertain. You may have been ignoring your calling or running from it because it feels overwhelming. But let me tell you something, the fact that it scares you is proof of its power. You're not meant to stay small, to play it safe, or to keep your gifts hidden. You're meant to rise, to step into the fullness of who you are, to embrace the role you were created to play. This is not about being perfect, it's about being willing. It's about listening to that inner voice and saying, I'm ready to answer the call. Because whether you see it or not, the world is waiting for what you have to offer. Fear is an ever-present companion when you're standing on the edge of something great. It whispers in your ear, filling your mind with doubts and your heart with hesitation. It tells you all the reasons you might fail, all the ways you're not enough, and all the obstacles that could stand in your way. Fear is insidious like that, slipping into your thoughts when you least expect it, convincing you to play small, to hold back, to wait just a little longer. But here's the truth: fear is a liar. It's an illusion, a trick of the mind that only has power over you if you let it. Doubt, fear's closest ally, is just as relentless. It thrives in the moments when you second-guess yourself, when you let the opinions of others weigh heavier than your own belief, and when you allow past failures to predict future outcomes. Doubt convinces you to stay in your comfort zone, where it's safe, familiar, and predictable. It tells you that it's better not to try at all than to risk failing. But what doubt doesn't tell you is that staying safe comes at a cost, the cost of potential, of growth, of discovering just how capable and extraordinary you truly are. The thing about fear and doubt is that they're natural. They're part of the human experience, especially when you're on the verge of stepping into something meaningful. They show up because your dreams and goals are significant. The presence of fear isn't a sign that you're on the wrong path, it's proof that you're about to do something that matters. The key is not to let fear and doubt dictate your actions. Courage isn't about being fearless, it's about taking action despite the fear. It's about moving forward even when your hands shake and your voice trembles. You see, fear and doubt are like shadows. They look big and intimidating, but they're only projections of your own insecurities and uncertainties. When you confront them, when you shine a light on them by taking that first step, they shrink. They lose their grip on you. The hardest part is often the beginning, making the decision to act, to step out of your comfort zone, to face the unknown. But once you do, you realize that fear wasn't as powerful as you thought. It's also important to remember that fear and doubt don't go away entirely. Even the most successful, confident people face them. The difference is they've learned how to coexist with them. They've learned that fear can't stop them unless they let it. They've learned to use doubt as fuel to prove it wrong, to rise above it, to let it be the motivation that drives them forward. They've learned that every step they take, no matter how small, is a victory over the forces that would rather see them stay stuck. Think about the times in your life when you've let fear or doubt hold you back. Maybe it was a chance you didn't take, an opportunity you walked away from, a dream you put on hold. Now imagine what could have been if you had pushed through, if you had trusted yourself just a little more. That regret, that what if, is far heavier than any failure ever could be. Failure is temporary. It teaches you, shapes you, and makes you stronger. Regret, on the other hand, stays with you. When you're standing at the crossroads of fear and action, choose action. Choose courage. Choose to believe in yourself even when the evidence isn't there yet. Because the only way to overcome fear and doubt is to face them head on. Each step you take builds momentum, builds confidence, builds a belief in your own ability to succeed. And as you continue forward, you'll look back and realize that the fear and doubt that once seemed so overwhelming were nothing compared to the strength and resilience you discovered within yourself. Hard work and preparation are the unspoken foundations of any meaningful success. It's easy to admire someone at the peak of their journey, the accolades, the recognition, the moment when everything seems to align, but what often gets overlooked is the grind that came before it. The countless hours spent perfecting their craft, the sacrifices made when no one was watching, and the sheer determination to keep going when giving up would have been the easier choice. Success doesn't happen by accident, and it certainly doesn't happen overnight. It's built, brick by brick, through a relentless commitment to preparation and effort. Preparation is not just about being ready for the opportunities that come your way, it's about creating those opportunities. Every moment spent honing your skills, learning your trade, and sharpening your focus is an investment in your future. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you rise to the level of your preparation. The world rewards those who are ready, and being ready requires more than wishful thinking. It demands action. It demands discipline. It demands showing up every single day, even when you're tired, even when progress feels slow, and even when the results seem far off. Hard work is the great equalizer. It doesn't care where you come from, what your background is, or what resources you have at your disposal. It levels the playing field, offering everyone the same chance to succeed if they're willing to put in the effort. But hard work isn't glamorous. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep in. It's staying late when others have gone home. It's doing the things that are uncomfortable, inconvenient, and sometimes downright exhausting because you know that's what it takes to get where you want to go. There's a misconception that talent alone is enough to guarantee success. While talent is valuable, it's not the deciding factor. The most talented people in the world often get left behind because they rely solely on their natural abilities and neglect the work it takes to refine them. On the other hand, there are countless stories of individuals who may not have been the most gifted but outworked everyone around them. They stayed consistent, stayed hungry, and stayed focused. They didn't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect circumstances. They created their own momentum through effort and persistence. Preparation is also about resilience. It's about being ready not just for the opportunities, but also for the challenges. Life will throw obstacles in your path, and how you respond to them will determine whether you move forward or stay stuck. When you're prepared, those obstacles don't feel as daunting. You've already put in the work to develop the skills, the mindset, and the confidence to handle whatever comes your way. Preparation gives you the ability to adapt, to think on your feet, and to turn setbacks into setups for something greater. One of the most powerful aspects of hard work and preparation is the trust you build in yourself. Every time you put in the effort, every time you push past your limits, you're proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought. That self-trust is what fuels your confidence. And confidence is what enables you to take bold action when the moment demands it. You don't question your ability to rise to the occasion because you've already put in the hours, the sweat, and the dedication. You know you're ready because you made yourself ready. There's no shortcut to greatness. Every milestone, every achievement, and every victory is earned. Hard work and preparation are not just steps in the process, they are the process. They shape you into the kind of person who can handle success, who can sustain it, and who can use it to make an impact. The journey may be long, and it may be difficult, but it's in the journey that you become who you're meant to be. The work you put in today is not just about reaching your goals, it's about becoming someone who is unstoppable. Faith and resilience are the twin pillars that hold you steady when the path to your dreams becomes rocky and uncertain. There will be days when the progress you've worked so hard for seems invisible, when the challenges feel insurmountable, and when you're tempted to abandon the journey altogether. It's in these moments that faith becomes your anchor. Faith is the belief in something greater than yourself, a higher power, a guiding force, or simply the promise of your own potential. It's what keeps you going when logic and circumstances tell you to stop. Faith is not about knowing how everything will work out, it's about trusting that it will. Faith doesn't mean you'll always feel confident or fearless. It doesn't mean you won't have doubts or moments of frustration. What it does mean is that you choose to keep going anyway. It's about holding on to the belief that the work you're doing has value, that the seeds you're planting will eventually grow, even if you can't see the results right now. Faith allows you to keep showing up, even when progress feels slow or invisible. It reminds you that every step forward, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to your goals. Resilience, on the other hand, is your ability to bounce back from adversity. Life will test you. There will be setbacks, failures, and disappointments that threaten to derail you. Resilience is what allows you to face those challenges head on and come out stronger on the other side. It's not about avoiding difficulty, it's about enduring it, learning from it, and using it to fuel your growth. Resilience is what keeps you standing when the storms of life try to knock you down. The relationship between faith and resilience is powerful. Faith gives you the reason to keep going, while resilience gives you the strength to endure. Faith whispers, "You can do this," while resilience says, "Let's prove it." Together, they create a force within you that's unshakable. They help you see obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to grow and strengthen your character. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of challenges. It's okay to feel frustrated, discouraged, or even defeated at times. Those feelings are natural, and they're part of the process. Resilience isn't about suppressing those emotions, it's about not letting them define you. It's about acknowledging the difficulty and then deciding to rise above it. Resilience is built in the moments when you choose to keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're walking through a storm. Faith and resilience also teach you patience. In a world that's obsessed with instant results, they remind you that the most meaningful achievements take time. Success is rarely a straight line, it's a journey with twists, turns, and detours. Faith helps you trust the timing, even when it doesn't align with your expectations. Resilience keeps you steady during the waiting, reminding you that progress is still happening, even if you can't see it yet. One of the most transformative aspects of faith and resilience is how they shape your mindset. They teach you to focus not on what's going wrong, but on what's still possible. They help you see challenges as temporary and success as inevitable, as long as you stay committed. This shift in perspective can be the difference between giving up and pressing forward. As you move through life, there will be moments that test your resolve. These are the moments when faith and resilience are most important. They remind you of your why, the deeper reason behind your dreams and goals. They help you stay connected to your purpose, even when the road feels long and difficult. Faith and resilience don't eliminate the challenges, but they give you the tools to navigate them with grace and determination. Faith keeps you grounded in hope, while resilience pushes you to action. Together, they become the foundation for not only achieving your goals, but also becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable along the way. They remind you that every obstacle is an opportunity, every setback is temporary, and every moment of doubt is a chance to choose belief over fear. These qualities, when nurtured, create a strength within you that cannot be shaken no matter what comes your way. Failure is an inevitable part of life, and the sooner we embrace it, the sooner we can begin to see it not as a final destination, but as a crucial stepping stone on the path to success. Society often glamorizes success, presenting it as a straight line upward. But the truth is, behind every great achievement is a trail of failures, setbacks, and mistakes. What separates those who succeed from those who give up isn't an absence of failure, it's their ability to learn from it, grow through it, and use it as fuel to keep going. When failure happens, it can feel devastating. It's tempting to see it as a sign that you're not capable or that you're not meant to pursue your goals. That feeling of defeat can be overwhelming, making you question everything you've worked for. But failure is not a reflection of your worth or potential. It's simply a part of the process. Every failure holds a lesson, a piece of wisdom that can guide you toward a better strategy, a new perspective, or a stronger version of yourself. It's only when we allow failure to paralyze us that it becomes permanent. One of the most powerful things you can do is reframe failure in your mind. Instead of seeing it as the end of the road, view it as feedback. Failure is a teacher, revealing what doesn't work and pointing you in the direction of what might. It strips away illusions and forces you to confront reality, which is an uncomfortable but necessary step toward growth. When you begin to see failure as part of the journey rather than a detour from it, it loses its power to stop you. The most successful people in any field have faced failure repeatedly. They've been rejected, ridiculed, and told they wouldn't succeed. What sets them apart is their resilience, their refusal to let failure define them. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset, seeing failure as a necessary part of discovery, is what allows people to persevere. They understand that each failure brings them one step closer to success. Failure also builds character. It humbles you, reminding you that success isn't guaranteed and that the journey requires continuous effort and learning. It develops resilience, teaching you to endure challenges and bounce back stronger. When you fail and choose to keep going, you prove to yourself that you're capable of handling adversity. That kind of self-trust is invaluable and becomes a foundation for future successes. It's important to remember that failure is not an identity, it's an event. Too often, people internalize their failures, thinking, "I failed, so I must be a failure," but nothing could be further from the truth. Failure is something that happens, not something you are. It's a moment in time, not a permanent state of being. By separating yourself from the failure, you can analyze it objectively, take the lessons it offers, and move forward without carrying the weight of shame or self-doubt. Another key to overcoming failure is persistence. Success is rarely about getting it right the first time, it's about refusing to quit, no matter how many times you get it wrong. Every attempt brings you closer to your goal, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. The willingness to keep trying, to get back up after every fall, is what ultimately leads to breakthroughs. Each failure is a step forward, even if it feels like a step back at the time. Failure also connects you to others. Everyone fails, but not everyone talks about it. When you share your failures, you remind others that they're not alone in their struggles. You create a space for honesty and vulnerability, which can inspire and encourage those around you. By being open about your failures, you demonstrate courage and show that success is achievable, not despite failure, but because of it. Ultimately, failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. Every great achievement is built on a foundation of lessons learned from failure. The key is to keep moving forward, to trust the process, and to believe in your ability to rise again. Failure is not an end, it's an opportunity. It's the stepping stone that helps you climb higher than you ever thought possible. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is one of the most powerful things you can do to unlock your true potential. The comfort zone is safe, familiar, and predictable, but it's also limiting. It's the space where growth is stagnant, dreams are kept small, and opportunities are missed. While it might feel good to stay where everything is easy and manageable, real progress begins the moment you decide to step beyond those boundaries. The comfort zone is often governed by fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. These fears can be paralyzing, convincing you to stay where it feels secure. But what those fears don't tell you is that they're keeping you from experiencing the full spectrum of what life has to offer. The unknown is not something to avoid, it's something to embrace. It's where possibilities live, where new opportunities emerge, and where you discover what you're truly capable of. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, when you take on tasks or pursue goals that feel slightly beyond your reach. It's in these moments of discomfort that you learn the most about yourself. You learn to adapt, to problem solve, and to overcome obstacles. Stepping outside your comfort zone forces you to confront your limitations and find ways to push past them. It's not easy, but it's necessary if you want to achieve anything significant. One of the reasons people resist stepping out of their comfort zones is the fear of failure. But failure isn't the enemy, stagnation is. When you avoid taking risks or trying new things, you rob yourself of the chance to learn and grow. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of the process. Every time you fail, you gain valuable insights that bring you closer to your goals. By stepping outside your comfort zone, you give yourself the chance to fail forward, to learn from your mistakes, and to come back stronger. Taking that first step out of your comfort zone can be daunting. The uncertainty, the potential for setbacks, and the lack of guarantees can make it tempting to stay put. But the truth is, nothing great has ever been achieved without a willingness to take risks. Whether it's starting a new career, pursuing a passion, or tackling a difficult challenge, the rewards of stepping into the unknown far outweigh the discomfort of leaving what's familiar. Another important aspect of stepping outside your comfort zone is the way it reshapes your perspective. It broadens your horizons, introduces you to new ideas and experiences, and helps you see the world in a different light. The more you expose yourself to new situations, the more you realize how much there is to learn and discover. This openness to growth and change is what allows you to evolve and reach new heights. Your comfort zone may feel safe, but it's also where potential goes to die. Dreams don't grow there, and progress doesn't happen there. To live a fulfilling and impactful life, you have to be willing to take risks, face challenges, and embrace uncertainty. It's not about being fearless, it's about choosing to act in spite of fear. Every time you do, you expand your limits and open the door to new possibilities. The greatest rewards in life come when you step beyond what's comfortable. It's in that space of uncertainty and challenge where you find the strength you didn't know you had, the opportunities you didn't know existed, and the version of yourself you were always meant to become. It's not easy and it's not always smooth, but it's always worth it. Your story is the most powerful thing you own. It's uniquely yours, filled with the experiences, struggles, triumphs, and lessons that have shaped who you are. Too often, we underestimate the value of our personal narratives, either because we compare them to others or because we focus too much on the parts that seem imperfect. But the truth is, your story is your strength. It's what makes you resilient, relatable, and capable of inspiring others in ways you may not even realize. Every chapter of your life, even the difficult ones, contributes to the person you're becoming. The moments of pain and failure teach you resilience. The moments of joy and success remind you of what's possible. And the moments in between, the ones where you're simply figuring things out, shape your character and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. These moments, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, matter. They're the threads that weave the fabric of your story, giving it texture and meaning. One of the greatest misconceptions is that a person's story has to be extraordinary to be valuable. But the truth is, it's not the scale of the events in your life that makes your story impactful. It's your perspective, your authenticity, and your willingness to share it. Everyone has faced struggles, made mistakes, and overcome challenges in their own way. When you own your story and share it honestly, it has the power to connect with others on a deep and meaningful level. Your story is not just about where you've been, it's also about where you're going. It's a living, evolving narrative, and every day is an opportunity to write a new chapter. You have the power to shape your story by the choices you make, the risks you take, and the lessons you embrace. Even when life doesn't go according to plan, you can choose how you respond. Your response becomes part of your story, a testament to your resilience, determination, and ability to grow through adversity. Sometimes we get caught up in the parts of our stories that we're not proud of, the mistakes, the failures, the moments when we fell short. But those moments don't define you. They're part of your journey, but they're not the whole story. In fact, it's often through those difficult times that you learn the most about yourself. You discover your strength, your courage, and your ability to rise above. Owning these parts of your story rather than hiding from them is what makes you truly powerful. Owning your story means embracing all of it, the highs and the lows, the triumphs and the setbacks. It's about taking pride in how far you've come and using your experiences as a foundation for where you're headed. It's also about letting go of the need for external validation. Your story doesn't have to impress anyone or meet anyone else's standards. It's yours, and that alone makes it valuable. Your story is your truth, and there's nothing more powerful than living and sharing your truth. It's a reflection of your unique journey, filled with the lessons you've learned and the growth you've achieved. When you own your story, you take control of the narrative. You stop letting others define you, and you start defining yourself. You recognize that your experiences, no matter how messy or complicated, have shaped you into the person you are today, and that person is worthy, capable, and enough. Ultimately, your story is not just about the past. It's about how you use your past to shape your future. It's about the impact you make on others through your words, actions, and authenticity. By owning your story, you not only empower yourself, but you also inspire others to embrace their own journeys with courage and confidence. There's power in your story. All you have to do is own it. As we stand on the edge of possibility, let us embrace the truth that rising is a choice we make every single day. It's about trusting that your moment will come and preparing for it with unwavering dedication. It's about understanding that failure is not the end, but a lesson, that stepping beyond your comfort zone is where transformation begins, and that your story, every triumph, every challenge has the power to inspire not only your journey, but also the lives of those around you. This is your moment to rise, to work harder than ever before, to believe deeper than you thought possible, and to push further than the boundaries of fear and doubt. Your potential is limitless, and the world is waiting for the unique light only you can shine. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity, create it. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission, give it to yourself. Rise above the fear, the uncertainty, and the setbacks. Rise with faith in your purpose, resilience in your heart, and the courage to step into the greatness you are meant for. The time is now, and the moment is yours. Go claim it. Thank you.